Hi guys, in this month's episode we park on Weston-super-Mare beach on a very wet bank holiday Monday, and then on the way back home to Bristol we hit a huge pothole which comes back to bite me later in the month. We take a trip to the garden centre and we have the challenge of trying to get all the plants into a mini. Unfortunately we broke down over the 2nd May bank holiday and it took us 10.5 hours to do a 30-mile trip. I also end up with a very large repair bill. And at the end of May, we visit family in Newnham-on-Severn and we come home via the Severn Bridge. When we get to Weston-super-Mare, we make our way to the seafront and to the car park on the beach. The weather is the norm for a UK bank holiday. And when we get to the beach, it's pretty empty. Despite the weather, I had thought there would be a few more people there. By the looks of it, Weston is living up to its famous nickname of Weston-super-Mare. We've arrived.
We have.
Not many people parked on the beach for some reason.
Well, big sign saying warning, high tides, do not park beyond this point, and it being quite soggy.
Very soggy. I'm not going to get stuck.
No, you'll be fine. Nice car. Stuck out in the middle.
I'm not going to get bashed by anybody.
No.
After a short stroll along the seafront, we decide to leave the beach. I was very tempted to drive through the muddy water, but as Matt had washed my car the day before, I did think better of it. So we're about to leave Weston now and go back via Bristol. So I don't know, is that the A38?
A38, yeah.
And that should be a bit of different scenery from the way back. So it's about 1:30.
Bristol Suspension Bridge with the tide out on the Avon. And then we've got the start of the harbour on our right. Gates on our left. Oh. You found a hole.
I have to bleep that out.
You found that hole, dear.
Didn't even see that, did you?
Well, I was looking left. I was doing the filming bit.
We make a trip to the local garden centre and have the challenge of trying to get everything we bought into the Mini. Well done to Matt, his methodical, organised approach worked. On the second bank holiday weekend in May, we decided to have fish and chips on the beach at Weston as it was a nice evening. Just before driving onto the beach, I had a warning come on to say that the engine was overheating and I needed to drive moderately. I'd never had that warning before. So we decided to leave the bonnet up to try to cool the engine down while we sat on the beach, hoping it would still be okay to drive home. On the plus side, the fish and chips were very tasty. Sadly, just as we were joining the M5 at about 9:10, a red warning light came on to say that we were overheating and I should stop safely as soon as possible. We had a long wait to be rescued, and we were eventually rescued just before midnight. Unfortunately, our driver had run out of hours and had to drop us at Gordano Services. We then had another long wait for another driver to collect us.
4:40 to 7:30.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
24 years.
24 years and we're sat in a Mini in a car park at 2 in the morning. So, 7 in the morning. Nicely picked up by Victoria. And we're home at 7:45 in the morning.
It took us 10.5 hours to do just 30 miles. I've had this car for 4 years now, and it's the first time it's broken down on me, and it just had to be over the bank holiday weekend. At least we got home safe. I just need to sort out the repair and find out how much it's going to cost me.
On the Tuesday, I took it to a local mini specialist and they had it all fixed for me to pick up on the Wednesday, which I thought was excellent service.
Following on from my mini breakdown, Sunday evening going into Monday morning when we were waiting to be rescued and took 10.5 hours to do 30 miles, I've just picked up my mini and it's all been repaired. So dropped it into a local specialist yesterday and they diagnosed that it was a heating management module that needed replacing, so I've had that done. Also had to spend money on the front near side tyre, replacing the tyre, because when we were picked up by the first recovery driver, he noticed that I had a bulge in my tyre, which was from hitting a pothole a few weeks ago. If you've seen my Weston-super-Mare video when we did Bristol to Weston-super-Mare, you'll see that we hit a rather large pothole. So we think that that's what did it, so I had to get that replaced as well. So £1,000 later, I now have a working mini again. So just thought I'd update you, and I'm glad to have my mini back and be able to drive them again. Entering Newnham-on-Severn. Got to find out where we got to turn off because I didn't bring the address. We already been to the house a couple of times.
Newnham-on-Severn is a village in Gloucestershire on the banks of the River Severn next to the Forest of Dean. It's on the A48 between Gloucester and Chepstow.
It's a pretty little market town.
The village is designated a conservation area and it's the first point where the famous Severn Boar can be easily seen as it starts its journey up the River Severn towards Gloucester.
Clear left.
After visiting family, we head out of Newnham towards Chepstow so that we can cross the Severn Bridge to head home.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire.
No,
Like a wildfire.
very clear for once. So that's the River Wye. That separates England from Wales. Obviously, that way it joins into the Severn. Amanda going over the bridge.
I don't particularly like this bridge compared to the Prince of Wales bridge, because it feels like you're quite up and above the railings, so it looks like you're quite exposed.
So the bridge itself is, or the road is about 2 foot higher than the rest of the bridge. So the bridge is down there. But that's the River Severn, tied out. Lots of sandbanks. And they change and shift all the time. And then over that side we have the new Severn Bridge, which is the Prince of Wales Bridge. Up to our left there is the old Oldbury Power Station. It's being decommissioned.
Should we get off here or carry on? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.